Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
Hello and welcome again to Real Do-It-Yourself Build. We're now in the garage area, or what was the garage, which is going to be a games room, and we're about to put a laminate floor in. We're also going to be using underneath, between the concrete floor and the laminate, we're going to be using this underlay. It's foil backed, it's 3mm thick, and we've got 10 square metres there, another 5 square metres there, which will be just enough for us to do this floor. Right, we're going to start in this doorway because with this being the entrance, we want this to be absolutely perfectly matched. So we're going to measure this across, and we're going to cut our first piece of laminate, and then we're going to just take little notches out to go around these corners of the door frame, and we're going to start and then build into the room and then work from there. So very first, we measure this, and we're going to cut a piece of laminate that just fits in, and I'll show you how we fit that in about 1 minute's time. Okay, so we've marked this piece of laminate. I've marked it on the back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use a circular saw, cut straight across, then I'm going to mark it. Cut it nice and clean, you get a good clean sharp edge, and this will just fit nicely in that doorway now. So all I'm going to do is take it up to the edge, and I'm going to mark our two corners off now, and then I'm going to cut them, and bear in mind we will have a skirting board on here and a skirting board on there on that side, so that'll finish it off really nicely. So I've cut a couple of notches, and this now fits nicely into the doorway. So the first thing we're going to do before we fit this is we're going to put some of the underlay down, and we'll put a piece in here, and we'll start to bring it this way, and then we'll put the next layer down beside it, and then so on till we've got the floor covered, and then we'll start putting the planks in. One of the things we've done is we've used a full piece in the doorway, which means that would be as though that was a full laminate plank from one side. So the next row, the next plank that we're going to put in, or the next piece of laminate that we're going to put in, wants to be half a length, and that half a length will come and there'll be a join somewhere near the middle of the door. It doesn't matter where, as long as it matches all the way along the room. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut one piece of laminate straight in the centre, and then we'll put a half in, then a full one, and then we'll match to the end of the room. And then every second row we'll start off with another half a plank, and that's how we're going to do it, and that's how we're going to get our lines all straight down the room. And I'll show you what I mean in a little while. Okay, so what we've got here is, on one side of the underlay we've got a foil strip, and on the other side of the underlay you've got a sticky strip. And in order to create a good seal, what you do is you get the two pieces of underlay together, but the bottom, get the bottoms buttered up together, and then you lay the foil down, and then you peel the strip off from underneath, and that sticks the two sides together. And you end up with a perfect seal all the way along. Absolutely perfect. And this is where the plank that we were talking about a little while ago, where we've cut half a plank, and you can see the join there, and that will line up with all the joins going all the way down the room. So yeah, slowly getting on with it. And you can see we've got a full plank in there, so the next one's going to be a half a plank, and it's very, very quick process from now. One of the key things that we must do around the edge of the whole floor is to leave a 10 to 12 millimeter expansion gap, so that if the boards get warm or start to expand in the summer, you don't end up with bowing or rising in the centre of the floor. Now we're going to put our skirting board on later, so our gap is visible there, but you can see that once we put the skirting board in place, that's going to look absolutely fantastic. I've just slid that one there, just put that one there temporarily, that will go against there and it will look absolutely perfect. So just keep that in mind, leave your expansion gap, otherwise you could have problems when the temperature changes. Okay, the next is a full plank. Which will bring us nicely along. Perfect. Perfect. So this is the edge of the plank that we're about to put down, and you can see that there's a little lip there, a sharp or a little edge, and that when we lay it down here, if we tip the plank up, the edge goes in and underneath, and then when you press the plank down, it all locks into place. I'll show you how we do that now. So we get our plank, put it in, the nose goes in, and then it presses down and locks into place. Just like that. And then the next one, when this goes in, there's also a locking lip at the end of the plank as well. So the best way to do this is to put the plank in, and you can slide it sideways while it's pointing upwards, but you can't when it goes down, and you take it to the end and then press down, and they all lock nicely into place just like that. Okay, perfect. So I've trimmed this one to size, just slot that straight in at the end there. Just make sure that clicks in just like that, and then onto the next row. And it is very, very quick. Once you get going, it's very, very quick, very, very straightforward. Next one's a full plank that just slides in, slots into place. Oops. This way it just needs to be firmed down. Sometimes they don't click, and what I find is can you hear that snap as it goes into place? And then the next one will just fit perfectly in, just like that. You can see how it slots in and then down. That's the next row started. Okay, and it is just as simple as that to just keep putting row after row after row, trim the end ones and just slot them straight in. Okay, we've got so far along, so what we've done now is moved everything out and we've put the rest of the underlay down, and so now it's just a case of we cut a plank, we start off with either a full plank here or half a plank, and then we just fit them in until we get to the end, trim off the bit that we need at the end, fit that in, and we just keep doing that row by row. I'm just about to fit a row now. So this one's already trimmed to half the length, and I just slot that straight in. See how the nose engages, press it down, get the next full plank, bring that again, once again tilt up, engage the nose, so that you know that's firmly in, slide it along and then press down. What I then find helps is if you just just help that end to click into place. And now we're going to measure the last little piece here. As we put the planks in, this will all be held firmly down. We're going to measure the end piece there. I'm going to cut that and fit that in, and we'll just keep that process going. Okay, we're down to the last piece, and one of the things that I wanted to show you was the best way to measure so that you get the right length when you're doing your offcuts at the end. This last plank is going to go in that orientation. So we've got the front of the plank, the back of the plank, so that's the way it's going to go. So if we flip that end on end, we can then put it up to where we want it to go. And we know that that's the end that's going to fasten on here. So if we cut this, if we cut the plank to the length of the top of this plank here, we know that when we flip it, it'll be exactly the right length to go in, and you know, that's the best way I find to measure them. I just wanted to show you that one little trick. Okay? Thanks for watching. Please leave any comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and next time we're going to be fitting the skirting boards. See you next time.